What is up? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Chanel, otherwise known as the human behind Nutty Nelly, and this is another van build episode, and quite frankly, a really scary one. So we are getting our coffee in this morning because we're gonna be cutting some holes in our van, and there's no going back after that. A week ago, we ordered the MAXXAIR fan, and we got the, I guess, top of the line one that is automatic and everything like that. So we got that on Amazon and we got it delivered, and it is time to install it. So we are going to drink some coffee, eat some breakfast, and head over to hopefully do it right the first time. We're gonna be putting in our fan right here. So we have a little center spot. As you can see, there's like a little divot right here. So we just found this center spot and we're gonna put the fan here. We wanna have it at the front of the cab because this is where we're gonna be doing our cooking, our showering. We'll have that back bunker window though to pull that air through this fan right here.
We're gonna be using this 3/4 inch by 2.5 inch poplar wood to create a frame for the fan. That the screws that go through the sheet metal are going to go into this frame as well and create just a nice joint. We're going to be using this Craig jig here to create pocket holes for pocket hole screws, and it'll make a nice strong frame for us.
That's how you're supposed to wear it. That's how I decided to wear it.
Janelle and I just made these pocket holes. Basically, this is what we took, drilled it, and now you can make a nice square edge. We were able to get the box, but we need to figure out a better way to jig it all together when we're screwing it.
Confession, it's been a few weeks, but it's because it's been really cold in Colorado, so we're finally getting back into it, and we are determined to install all the windows today, and then maybe the fan if we can, but we might have to finish it up tomorrow, so we're gonna head over now. We whipped out these new leveling blocks and they look great. Today we are taking out this danky old window and we're gonna be putting in our brand new window. So we're gonna do this first, and then maybe we'll get to the fan after that. There's so much packaging. I feel like we've been opening this thing for like over 5 minutes now. I ordered a bonded window, which means that you have to glue it onto the van, and it's like just like the factory windows. We don't have the materials that we need to do it. We also are just running into a lot of issues because with this window, these idiots that put it in, they bolted it just really janky, and it's actually drilled into parts that we wouldn't necessarily cut out for the window. So this is gonna be put on hold, and we're gonna go back to trying to install maybe the fan or the bunker window. Marco, what do you think?
Let's finish the fan frame and then do the bunker window. So we ended up getting a bonded bunker window too. So we got to go get some supplies before we even start on all this, but it allows us some more flexibility when we're actually putting it in, so that's great. And you know, we were thinking about this main window here. Having a bonded window allows us to not have to worry about this crappy install that was done prior to us getting the van. So that's actually kind of a bonus or silver lining.
We cut out our template and we drilled a pilot hole in the center of where our fan's gonna be, and we drilled one also in our template. So we're gonna line these holes up, trace out our template, and then cut it out.
We're ready to cut out our 14 by 14 hole. So this guy, we need a 3/8 inch drill bit, but I'm gonna step up from an 1/8 inch, 1/4 inch to 3/8 at each corner, and that way we'll get a nice clean straight cut.
Just to preface, we have no idea what we're doing, but in the meantime, just enjoy us watching us try to do our best and maybe failing a little bit, but this is just how it's probably gonna be. We placed the trash bag underneath to catch any of the shavings, and now it's time to make the hole.
And now we get a file, and then we'll paint, and then we'll drill some holes, and it'll be mounted.
I'm just gonna go and clean all around the edges, and then we're gonna put some primer. This is exactly what we used on the flooring, and we're just gonna paint the edges where there's exposed metal. I painted this with a primer, and it's supposed to resist mold, hopefully. But this is gonna be going into the attachment for the fan.
We're gonna put this mounting plate on, find where all these holes go, and pre-drill them through the metal.
It's been more than a few hours, but we had a little bit of a hiccup. So we made this frame originally, and it's actually too thin for us to get our screws to line up correctly. So we went to Lowe's, we picked up a wider one. This is 1.5 inches wide. So we created a new one, we primed it, and now we're gonna get back to installing the fan. I'm lining the edges with butyl tape, and I got this on Amazon. I'll link it below. But this is just gonna help kind of create a nice little seal, and I don't know, it'll sit great, and that's what everyone else did, so we're gonna do it too. So I'm just gonna line that now. We're losing daylight, but we're determined to finish the fan. So what we have going on is that we are gonna be attaching the wood frame to the plastic frame that we got, so it's like a clamp, and so the metal will be in between it. So we're gonna just use some peel adhesive to stick the wood frame to the ceiling, and then everything gets screwed in together.
Hello there! So, we actually are screwing through the sheet metal with through holes straight from this mounting bracket for the MAXXAIR fan straight into this wood frame that we created.
We're gonna use this PL marine adhesive, so it's gonna be a lot better with water, but we're gonna put it over all the little holes that we are putting the screws in, and then this is also what we're gonna be using on that outer part of the fan to seal it completely. Good morning. We finished the fan last night, but as you saw, it got really dark. So we just put the silicone adhesive all around the rim. Then we fed the wires through a little piece of the wood frame that we made. We just drilled like a hole through there, fed the wires through. So we are now done. We might do another layer of the silicone adhesive, but that means next up is the windows. It is a beautiful day today. It's gonna be 60 degrees, which means that we are gonna finish doing all the cutting in our van. So we're gonna be putting the windows in today. I got my coffee on the go, and we're gonna get going. We're back. So as you remember, we ordered bonded windows, which we weren't expecting. So we didn't have the proper materials that we needed to install them. So we ordered everything that we needed, and well, now we're gonna get started. So we're gonna have to cut the holes out of the van and then do just the same thing like we did for the fan. We're gonna have to file the edges and then prime and paint them so that there's no rust. And then we have to prime the windows and add the sealant. And it's actually a lot easier to do these bonded windows than doing the windows that we originally thought we were gonna get. So I guess that ended up being a blessing in disguise. Originally, we were gonna cut a template out for just the opening that shows in the window, but we were looking at the car and it actually already has like a frame out of where we can cut, so we're not even gonna have to make a template, which is really nice. It's gonna be a lot more easy, and the window's gonna cover that entire section right there.
It's time to start removing this window. This guy has been glued in a little bit, so it's gonna take some muscles to get out.
Right now, I'm just trying to go in with this X-Acto knife and try to remove some of the sealant and adhesive they use to attach the window. We already got all the screws out, but yeah, this might take a little bit of time to get this off.
bunch of this stuff all around the window. So we hit it with some X-Acto knives, but then got the job done with this guy. So now we're just gonna cut this little section out and we'll have the window in. So to get this pillar out for the window, I'm just going to take this hacksaw, metal saw, and cut it out.
I cut a template out for the bunker window. I used the directions that they told us. So we just kind of placed it here. We made sure that it's level with the van, and we're gonna drill some pilot holes here and then tape out the outside and cut it out just like what we did with the front window. Never mind, we decided to Sharpie it out because it was kind of hard to drill through cardboard and the van. This clean metal primer from Rust-Oleum and paint all of these edges up now. We let the prime set, and now we're going to be putting this trim on the outer edge of the window cutting open. The trim is done for both windows, and now we're just going to prime our surfaces.
We're using 3M single step primer to prime all the surfaces where our adhesive is going to go. So we'll link this down below, but we're just going to apply it to the van, to the window. We're going to use 3M window weld, just a fast urethane bonding. And so what's really important is really to cut a triangle notch in the tip.
Died when we were installing it, but we put in both of the windows now. We have to leave the tape on for I think like 24 hours. Technically we can drive this van after 3 hours, but we're just not even going to deal with that. But it feels great that we got our fan in and our windows in. So now we just get to work on framing the van out, which will be the next video. So stay tuned for that, and everything that we use, we will link it down below. And until then, I will see you when I see you. Thanks for watching.
Is it fine or is it